Hey, welcome back to Wheel Friends, the podcast about riding your bike and talking to your friends. My name's Craig. Today I'm going to be riding with my friend Eli. We're going to the Owasippe Scout Reservation to ride their mountain bike trails. We're also going to eat some really good sandwiches, learn a lesson in proper preparation, and we're going to be absolute dicks to each other. So, all that and more is after this. On Sunday, June 4th, Eli and I met up north of Muskegon at the Owasippe Scout Reservation. They've got 22 miles of mountain bike trail. When we were done mountain biking, we met up at Pekadill's, a restaurant in Whitehall, Michigan, and we recommend that if you go up in the area, you do the same.
So Owasippe is poorly marked, but an awesome trail. In some ways, it's nice. So there's three colors predominantly on the map. The colors are green, blue, and black. However, the markers are orange, white, and blue. And the blue markers are not marking the blue trail on the map. They're marking the black trail on the map, which is incredibly confusing if you ask me.
I think I have to check my Strava segment from the last time I rode, but I took a different route and saw a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that worked.
I wonder...
Because remember when we got, like...
That could just be your mind playing tricks on you too, though, because I feel like sometimes I'm like, I've rode this before, and then I keep going, I'm like,
there
no,
were
this
sections
is new.
I got to ride that were because I pulled out early.
Yeah, very funny, guys.
There was a 1.5 wide, like 30-foot long wooden bridge. That was pretty fun.
So I didn't ride any bridges, really. There was one at the very end, but it was just 5 feet maybe over a small creek.
Yeah.
Once we finally got on the blue trail, things were good. We got to cruise for a while. Very sandy trail base, very sandy.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't, because the problem is with sandy trails is if you have a berm and it's all sand, you can't really lean into it and ride it the way you could with a clay berm.
But what's good about sand?
This is delicious, by the way.
Okay, never mind.
Pekadills in Whitehall, much deserved.
Yeah. If you go to Owasippe Scout Reservation and ride the Owasippe mountain bike trails, swing by Pekadill's, Pekadills, on your way home.
It is a 1950s style diner with...
Yeah, you walk in the door and it's like an ice cream parlor, and then you keep walking and then it's like a deli, and then further back there's seating, and then behind the whole building it's just a beautiful garden that
Gorgeous
you can eat in.
garden.
We're in the garden eating right now.
The coolest part is the prices are stuck in the 1950s as well, so for $10 you get 3 meals.
Hey, he's the accountant.
So there's 5 markers at Owasippe, 5 posts.
5 trail markers.
Trail markers, yep, and they let you know which way you're going. So at post 3 you can choose to either take the black loop or you can stay on blue. The difference is about 3 miles and about 600 feet of climbing. So I took black, Craig cruised on blue. Black was fun. Black was intense. I had to walk one hill. I think it was a combo of, I got about 3/4 of the way up the hill, and I think I was in the right gear ratio, but I don't sit and climb very well, and that's something I need to work on doing, because I hit that point where it's all sand going up this hill, very steep, and then your tire just spins out from under you. So that's something I need to get better at. There's still a hill at Cannonsburg back in Grand Rapids that I have walked every time, so I need to get better at.
There's what I love Owasippe, but yeah, at the bottom of a lot of hills, like you do these long, fun downhill sections, and they get to the bottom, and it's just like a sand pit.
Right. Oh, that was a pretty good bail.
Yeah. What?
That looked like you went hard. Your tires just went out. It was sand.
It was a drop and then a sharp, not quite a sharp. It was a long turn to the left, and it banked a little bit, but it was mostly sand. And I was going a little too fast. I pulled the rear brake a little too hard when I was going through there, so it locked up, and I think that's what caused it to fly out from underneath me. Yeah.
That was a sick fall.
Ooh. I scraped my leg up against the ground, and my other leg hit part of the bike. Fuck. So long, momentum. I hardly knew thee.
You hit pretty hard. You got right back up, though.
Yeah, I like to bounce back. It was just a flesh wound.
I went over the bars hard at Merrill the other day.
What'd you do?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. There's a stretch at Merrill where it's similar to what we were talking about earlier today, where it's thin. You probably have 2 feet or so, and deep ravine down.
Yeah.
So the left side is deep ravine, and I'm taking like a steep right turn, and so I'm leaning hard right. And I think, because on the right of me is like just a hill going up, and I think my bar hit like a stick, because I have really wide bars.
Yeah.
That was maybe sticking out of the hill to my right, and just threw it off just enough that my front tire basically went right into the hill to my right. And fortunately, it was all to the right, because if I go to the left, I'm going down a steep ravine.
Yeah.
So I pretty much get bucked over the bars into this hill. And my bike kind of just like gets stuck into the hill, like my bar end ended up being like stuck in the dirt in the hill. So I don't know if it was that or if I was just leaning too steep and my bar end actually hit the hill. I really wasn't. Right before that, I'd gone over a rut and the pedal, my feet get bucked a lot and a pedal had hit me in the shin. So I wasn't like super controlled going into that turn.
Yeah.
Which almost makes me see the advantage of clipping in. I'm really close to clipping in on a mountain bike, but not quite there yet.
I still think I was missing my straps when I was, because this bike,
Straps actually would be a good.
It's a loaner bike, so it's not quite everything up to par. That macaroni salad hit the spot.
Oh, I almost got that. The fruit was amazing. Cold fruit,
You
cold
haven't even
root beer.
touched your sandwich yet.
No, I'm gonna smash that sandwich though. This is getting eaten. So marker 3 is the difference where you can cut to black or you can stay on blue. So I cut left to stay on black, and it starts with just climbs, which are not bad. They're not that steep. They're gradual. They're fun. Right away, there's a guy on a fat bike, and I know that they always say fat bikes are meant for sandy trails, which is probably true. You're gonna grip through the sand better, but I don't know how well a fat bike
surface
climbs.
tension was still one of your napkins.
Yeah, he was
not
real.
surface tension, surface area.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably stick better, but I don't know how well you're gonna climb up a sandy trail on a fat bike. So I pass him up. No big deal. He's nice about it. And I keep going. And now this is very confusing. There were no trail the trail markers are just things nailed to trees, and they look like. Is it a spade? It's like the thing on the plane
It's
card.
called a fleur-de-lis.
Thank
It's
you.
the Scout logo.
So we climb up this hill, and all of a sudden I start seeing on the descent, blue trail marker, blue trail marker, blue trail marker. And I'm like, wait a second. I thought, and it was right after another, what looked like could have been a fork in the road.
Yeah.
So I double back, and I see like an old pathway, so I start taking that thinking I was back on black. I was not back on black. I did a big circle. I looked up my Strava later. Somehow got back to the blue trail markers, saw the guy on the fat bike and go, no, this must be the right way. So I ended up passing him twice and feeling like a dick. He was very kind about it. So as I passed him, I was talking to him and looking back.
Is that the guy who was at the cabin when I rolled up? Or a different guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That guy let me have some of his water. Oh, yeah. Straight up said, like, yeah, I lost a bottle, so I'm dying right now.
Oh, crap, really?
Yeah.
Back there.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
And so he hooked me up with some of his.
I didn't see any bottles out there.
I think I might have left it under a tree in the parking lot. I don't remember.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Cool. Thanks, partner.
You got it. Take care, man.
Yeah. See a guy on a purple bike. Tell him I'm on my way.
He was really nice.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, so as I passed him the second time, I'm like, hey man, sorry, like, I got lost. I'm kind of looking at him as I'm passing him. And we're both just rolling slow on like kind of a flat section, but we're near the top of a climb. And I couldn't hear exactly what he said because I'm passing, but I think he was saying like, look out or look ahead. And all of a sudden, I go into this massive descent. And the trail turns to like about 1.5 feet wide. And if you don't stick to that trail, you go steep into a ravine.
Yeah.
And it's also like, as you're doing this, so you're on like 1.5 feet wide, there's drops along the way. They're not big, but it's like a foot drop here, foot drop here, big rut here. So you kind of need to like stay focused, and it's not just a straight either. That was fun. That was very fun. It was windy through kind of a ravine, and you can see water. The only thing I shouldn't say I dislike, but I wish you could do more of when you mountain bike, is you can't really take in the scenery around you.
Yeah. Cause
You need to look 20 feet ahead of the trail. And if you know the trail really well, maybe you can, but...
I just had to eat food first because, man, like I cut it from the first episode, but the Maslow's pyramid stuff and like the hierarchy of needs, and I was close today to just like, you know, physiological needs aren't met. You and I briefly argued. What?
There's 5 of these signs. We're at number 2. If I get ahead of you, I'll just wait until the next sign. How's that? So number 3 will be the next one?
That means you plan on going.
I mean, that's like how most, I know what you're saying, how like most of the time you wait with your party, but like when I go out mountain biking, like if Sean gets way ahead of me, or the other day we rode with Clemo, if they get ahead, we usually just wait at the sign.
For sure.
If you're cool with that. I mean, and then you can take your own pace.
It's fine.
and
I normally like to be the one to offer that solution because then it sounds like you're being a dick.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying like when I'm
Oh, hey, I know you're like bleeding and thirsty and resting, but I'm gonna ride ahead. Like it's kind of a dick move, dog.
I just really want to like send this. Like it's probably the last day. Maybe if I get here next Saturday, but otherwise it won't be till the fall.
Oh no, it's my first time here, but I might not be able to come again.
Eli was facing away, so the mic didn't really pick it up, but he said, now you're the one being a dick. And I admit, kind of was.
So just everything was working against me, and it was not fun for a moment.
It's called hanger.
It's also called irritability from heat exhaustion, thirst, and hunger.
I don't know if you noticed, did you see a guy, he passed us, he's riding a Specialized bike, he was in the kit. Anyway, when I was at the log cabin waiting, I asked
That must have
him.
been the guy before the fat bike guy.
Yes, it was really funny. So I asked him.
I never saw that guy come up on me.
Well, this is the really hilarious part. I go, did you see a guy with a red beard back there? Because I didn't realize. So I told you like, oh, I'll meet you at the posts. In my head, I was thinking, because the way Canonsburg is set up, for instance, there's 22 posts.
Yeah.
And each post is just really short. Like you'd never be that far in front of your buddy. So when I kind of took off at post 2 and was like, I'll meet you at 3. And we were going for like 2-3 miles. I'm like, oh wow, this is longer to the next post than I thought. So that's why I started waiting at the log cabin. And then I kind of felt like a dick for just shooting ahead. But anyway, the funny part is, I asked this guy, I'm like, yeah, did you see a guy with a red beard back there in the trail? He goes, was he the fat bike or the Jameis? And I go, he's riding a Jameis. But it just goes to show, like,
Nobody looks at the person.
they look at the bike. Yeah, like I'm the same way. There's been so many times where I'll pass someone and I'm like staring at the bike, and I just wonder like.
Was he on the old Jameis that he pulled out of a scout camp office basement that hasn't been ridden since last summer?
Well,
Yes.
it was refreshing when he said that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he was back there." I was like, "Okay, good." So he doesn't have a mechanical. That's good to hear. So that was the first thought. I want to point out, this is the second time we've rode together, and you have not eaten properly. I'm gonna start calling you Alex Yee. It's a Yee move.
Yeah, well, I gotta.
I'm gonna start loading your fridge with eggs the night before we ride. Just here's 12 hard-boiled eggs. Wake up and eat every single one.
And I used to get so mad at people for not eating, but like, I don't know, like, because I've gone on long rides with people who didn't eat beforehand and they start bonking, and it's like, it's such an obvious thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Well, and your other thought probably is like, oh, it's only 15 miles, but then 15 mountain bike miles is really like
Yeah,
a lot more on the road, maybe closer to 30.
because I could
do anything 15 on the road.
Bang out in like 20 miles on a road bike, and
It's really funny.
just gotta remember to eat before I ride. I fixed this problem last year when I bought Amazon dash buttons. What I did was, on my fridge in my basement, where my bike cave, I've got the dash buttons. One was to order V8 juice, and one was to order Cliff Bars. And whenever I was out, I would just hit those buttons and reorder them. But I switched over my whole Wi-Fi network, and it just I haven't reprogrammed those to connect with the new Wi-Fi.
I just want to point out, you are an Amazon super user. Like, there are average folk and people who use Amazon. There's Prime members, and then there's Craig. You're like in a select group of super users.
Tell Amazon. But yeah, so I didn't have my straps, and I think that was one of the reasons I wasn't happy about climbing, because like,
I've never thought about strapping. I should strap on the mountain bike before I just go full clip. It'd be a good happy medium.
yeah,
You'd slip out easier if you need.
I have an extra 2 pairs at home.
Well, I need to get straps first.
I got some in my car, I think.
I'm finding a totally new love for the fixed gear, though, I will say, ever since the bullhorns have made a huge difference.
The bars that you had on before, they looked like a bow, right?
Yeah, I hated
They were
those
just slightly
bars.
curved.
I never realized how much I hated them until I switched the bars out. Because for a while I thought I hated riding fixed gear, and now it's just that small tweak. I'm like, wait, I don't hate fixed gear at all. I actually really like it. I hate those bars.
I took the pizza rack off the watermelon bike. It weighs 9 pounds less.
That's a heavy rack.
Oh my god, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That bike was, like I'm doing these like group rides on this 35-pound bike, which I guess is good for weight training.
Yeah.
I went from a 20-pound aluminum bike to a 35-pound steel bike.
It was really funny so Sean, after we rode Merrill, or maybe we did a trifecta one day, and after one of them he goes, "Man, I never thought I'd say this, but I gotta find a way to get the Dragon Slayer lighter." I was like, cause like,
I mean, I used to pick
35-pound mountain bike is pretty heavy.
Yeah, I used to pick on weight weenies because, you know, like whatever. Like, and
Yeah,
Sean and I,
yeah.
like last year, we were all. It was like an arms race. Who could have a heavier bike?
Yeah.
I think Sean peaked at like, I don't remember. I think at one point Sean's bike weighed 50 pounds.
Holy cow, the Fairdale?
Yeah, but we're
It's hard
doing.
to
But
do.
I mean, for basically flat road riding, like little
Right.
tours around our area, like
Yeah, there's no hills.
50-pound bike, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
but because I mean, once you get that mass up to speed,
Mhm.
you're fine. You're cruising because
Yeah.
like the physics is on your side at that point. It's a slow acceleration, but once you get up to speed, like you are a freight train.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. You made it through another episode of the Wheel Friends podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe think about hitting that like button, or that subscribe button, or that share button, if you should be so bold. Really helped me out. It's super cool. Also, I want to give a shout out to Eli Luke for being my buddy today on the ride. We might not always get along, but we are real friends. We did apologize for calling each other dicks, which, I mean, it's barely an insult. If you have any inquiries about the show, send an email to wheelfriendspodcast@gmail.com, or you can shoot us a tweet at the Wheel Friends, or you can post on our Facebook wall. We're the Wheel Friends Podcast on Facebook. So until next time, make sure you go for a bike ride this week. I only went on like 2 and I hated it, so it's okay. I got a super secret bike ride this weekend and a new guest for next week.